Good morning. It's Stitch
on
Along Friday. Oh, that's good. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
If you ever need to go away and talk a little bit or,
Rub my eyes, get the sleep out of them,
cough, sneeze, anything, just no problem. Just
Okay.
get up
I'll
suddenly.
just get up and, vacate.
That's right. And I'll make sure that they know that you didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it.
You
Okay.
didn't mean to ignore them.
That's good.
It looks like there's a few people here already. Welcome, all of you. And of course, we're not able to see your comments yet because it takes a while for them to get here.
It does, actually.
Look who's here first.
Yep, Brenda.
Brenda's
Sylvie.
here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello is right. Exactly. We are, of course, extremely happy to be here as usual. But boy, were we ever busy this morning.
Yes.
We had a lot of little things that we had to take care of.
Yes, and you kind of rushed me off my feet. I didn't
did.
even have my coat off yet.
I know, and I needed to have some information.
It's like, no, I'm not ready to start the day.
I know. I should have waited for you to take off your coat, but hey, I never do that usually.
No, you normally don't do that.
No,
But
I give you the 15 minutes at least.
Well, that's right. And normally on Fridays, I don't open my emails first thing in the morning.
I know.
Yeah.
And so this time I thought, no, you got to, because this is all dependent on other things. Anyway, so we did good.
We did.
So
We're here.
Thank you very much for putting up with me, because that's always important.
Yes. Thank you.
Sometimes I can be extremely demanding.
Well, yeah, you can. But, then again, so can I.
That's true, but I don't think you've ever really been that demanding with me. On the other hand, when you've been demanded on by me at work, you go home and then you become demanding of Bob, right?
Well, that could be.
Take it out on your dogs and
take it
Bob.
out on my dogs. My poor dogs.
Are you okay?
Good.
No, are they okay?
Oh, they're okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know they're characters.
They are. How old are they getting now?
You know what? They're going to be 10 this year in October.
No.
Yeah. It's hard to believe.
Okay, just like with people who have children, I go, what? They're at college already? That's where they are. They're at college.
They're at college. They're somewhere, anyways. But they are characters.
Oh, that's amazing. I know, they're really funny.
They are.
We're going to say hello to the rest of the people.
We are.
I think we said hello to Sylvie and Brenda.
And Kathy Joan, good morning. Kathy Bird, hello. Lorraine, you're up. Morning, Sue.
So glad to see you, all of you. Morning.
Hola, Marty.
Sheenan Freeman.
Yeah.
And Loretta. Good. Hello. Patricia Righto.
Patricia, yeah. Lynn, hello.
Got all the time wrong. Oh, I'm here. I got the time wrong last week. That's right. You did too. Glad you're here. Carol Reed from sunny Florida. I always love it when you say that, because I can picture you under the palm trees.
The palm trees with the flamingos.
Yes, with the flamingo in each hand, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Marcia Buckingham from Dallas.
Sunny Dallas.
Nice. Sandy Werbitsky. Hello.
Good morning.
Carol Lamont. Hi, guys. It's overcast and yucky out here.
Upstate New York.
Join the club. It's kind of overcast here, too.
Yes. And a little drizzly this morning, but that's okay.
I remember when I came here with my parents from Amsterdam, and we immigrated in 1957, and I was all of 8 and a quarter years old. And I remember coming here and thinking, this is a lot like Holland was. It was a similar temperature. And then I smelled the beautiful grasses and everything because it was spring. It was April, I believe. So really close to now. And I thought, but it's not like Holland, because where I was in Holland, there was no grass except in the park, which we couldn't go to. I played by the side of the canal. So this is all long story short.
Yeah.
Point is that ever since then, I have loved the smell of spring.
Yes.
And I think it's probably because everything's blooming and all of the blossoms are out and they're sprinkling all over the place. I just love it. I didn't care at all when I was a kid that it was overcast. Who cares about that?
Well, being born and raised on the island here, overcast is norm.
I know it is. And in fact, I can't even tell you, it feels a little too bright sometimes when it's sunny.
Yes.
In the summertime, it gets too bright.
Yeah, it gets too bright.
My eyes are all adjusted to the lower light level. Anyway, you guys, thank you for putting up with that story. And Pat Henke is here. Good. Jean Morrison, welcome to both of you. And Vicki Fisher, yay! Cloudy and chilly for you. I understand, Donna. We are on the same wavelength. Oh, by the way, I understand that the Western Seaboard, I think you call it that, all of North America, the West is all not changing their daylight saving times anymore.
Oh,
That's what I understand.
it's come in, has it?
I think so because BC was already agreed and approved, but they were waiting for California and Oregon and Washington State
Right.
to do that too, and they didn't do it, and they didn't do it. But I think it's been approved in the state, so we may never go back to what's called standard time.
Which makes no sense to me.
Me
I
neither.
mean, that's originally what the time was. So,
Yeah. I know.
like, it makes no sense.
I know, and especially in the winter, they're going to find the morning is just last till like 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh,
or the
absolutely.
dark, rather,
It
the
is
night.
going to be so dark in the morning when
know.
I come to work. It's
Constantly,
like,
I
yeah.
know. Anyway, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm a morning person. You're not a morning person, but still, you have to function at night.
Well, I have to function, and for me, if it's dark out, I want to sleep. I'm just
Okay, so we'll find out
Yeah.
what happens in the winter of next year, or this coming year.
yeah, this
but
coming year.
anyway,
Absolutely.
we'll find out. And that was a little riff on Chili Berkeley. Carla Costa is here live in Portugal. Nice to see you. And Mary Widritz, yay, windy in Iowa.
But the sun is shining.
Lucky you. Margaret Andrews says, good morning. Finished my herbal sachets.
Oh, good.
Oh, that is so neat. When are you going to be getting all of these things in our Christmas in March? That sounds very exciting. Woot Woot is right, Margaret. I'm so happy for you. But I'm not sure if it is in our store.
Yes, it is.
It is?
I saw a gift
saw it
certificate.
go through?
I saw a gift certificate this morning. So.
Exciting. That's cool. Jennifer Gowan. My dad's family was from Holland. Ooh,
It jumped there.
It did jump. Very kind people. Yes, we all are. No, we're not all kind. Especially in the morning when you come in with your coat on.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not necessarily always kind. It takes me a long while to warm up.
No, but it says that her dad's family was from Holland.
Well, true.
Not Norway.
I'm sorry, that's true. I've got the Scandinavian character here.
Actually, we're both kind of Northern European people.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Pretty much.
Honestly, that's one of the things that Lisa and I get along with so well because, well, yes, we try to be kind, of course, but we pretty much say what we want to say without, a lot of hedging or even that much politeness.
That's right. To each other, anyway. So,
To each other. We're a lot more polite to you guys.
We're a lot more polite to other people. Sometimes I do have my moments, however. So,
That's nice. That's nice. I'm glad you had your moments.
Well, where I'm not always nice.
I know.
I
Jennifer, thank you for that, sharing that. That's really nice. It sounds to me like we are both Dutch. Susan Mazinko, good morning.
Yeah.
Good heavens, that is an exciting emoji. Diane or what is it called? Not an emoji. Anyway, it's one of those.
Isn't it one of those, are they called avatars?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think this is some kind of thing that you...
Okay.
I don't even think it's a GIF, sorry.
Oh,
it's not a GIF. It's not an emoticon. It is one of the others.
Oh.
I don't know what it's called. There's 3 different things you can put in your post.
Yeah, I try to use emojis. I'm not good at it. My husband will go, what is this? What are you trying to say to me?
I know which one it is. I know which one you put in there. Anyway, Diane Zamudio is there. Good. From Kingsville, Texas. Sorry. Did I interrupt you?
I was going to say he sent me one back one time, and he thought it was a Hershey Kiss.
Oh, yeah? And it was not. That's what I mean. I know which one it is. It's not a Hershey.
It's like, what are you trying to tell me?
Kathy Joan Nelson. I think it's still in Congress. California voted a few years ago to get rid of standard time. I thought it passed the Senate.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't know your complicated, convoluted voting thing. I'm sorry. Kathy J.
So it hasn't quite gone through yet.
Well, in that case, we have the possibility it doesn't go through.
Absolutely. I'd much rather have the time change, right?
I kind of like the time change.
Me too.
Actually, it's kind of a nice surprise every fall and every spring.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Margaret Andrew. We figured that out because Lisa saw it. Alan Meldrum says, "Hello, ladies. It is made for the live. You made it for the live show today." Because of the time change. See? Yeah. Well, I can understand why people don't want any changes. We've had enough changes, I think. I'm glad you watched it later. Thanks, Ellen. Tammy, are you not shopping today? Come on.
Yeah.
I
That's
know
what I
that.
was. Tammy, where are you? Are you home?
Susan said it is an avatar.
Yeah.
You were right.
Okay.
Well, you look lovely. That's your hands up like that. Betty Clega, good morning, and Kathy Joan. Oh, we do want the time change to go through. Okay.
Yep.
Well, this is it. You know, we get what we get, and we
Well,
have
that's
no
right.
say in it.
No, we don't. Absolutely.
This is just the way it is. Whatever happens to us, and
Yep.
we go along.
That's right.
It is nice not to have too much change. I get that.
And Louisa says, afternoon from warm, sunny part of Scotland.
What? Warm and sunny? This
Warm
is
and
not
sunny in
how
Scotland?
We kind of imagine to ourselves that if it's warm and sunny, it's probably windy.
That's right. Yes, that's very true.
That
yes.
is the image that it is there. But you know what the image is for Canadian people? Igloos and snow.
Yes.
Which neither one of them is here.
No.
So you probably get warm and sunny and balmy like anywhere else, but maybe not
Absolutely.
as often. Yep, we just have to look at the best. Exactly. Kathy Joan, that's exactly right. Look at this. This is so wonderful. We have so many people here again. We're so lucky. We have people coming to see us.
I know, thank goodness.
Visitors.
Yeah.
Very nice of you. We have this week, we have the other half of the scene that you guys, some of you started this last week. And so we've got some models that kind of reflect the mainly cross stitch aspect of the scene, even though on the scene we do have petty point cross stitch. As I can see, it has long stitches, not just back stitches, okay? Not over two. Make the stitches long because some of the stitches need to just be long, and you can only do long stitches if you are on a frame.
True.
Or hoop or something.
And even sometimes on a frame, long stitches
don't work. So make sure that you stretch your fabric, put the long stitch in, and then yes, as you're working with it, it looks like the long stitches will be out of sorts a little bit, but guess what? If you made them on the frame, then they will go back to being on the frame when you finish your project.
Yeah.
Then it'll go back to a straight stitch.
Yeah.
I mean straight when you're finishing your product. Otherwise, you may have a little bit of a wiggly line. And in that case, if you always hold your fabric in hand, do make short stitches. It's better to make short stitches or couch your stitch down.
Yeah, I was thinking couching as well.
Yeah, couching it down with tiny stitches so that the long stitch stays in where you want it to be. So long stitch and then go back with the same thread and go back and make a few teensy weensy little stitches just along the line of the big long stitch. Okay, so that's a little hint, but we do have some models here.
We do.
And our models are mainly
cross stitch.
Yes, mainly cross stitch, and also some of the really older stitches or designs that I did when I very first started.
Absolutely.
Lisa wasn't in the picture yet.
No, I was not.
I was all on my own.
Yes.
Tried to continue to
hand drawing the chart. Typing all the instructions on a typewriter.
Erasing with eraser. What's it called?
Whiteout.
Exactly.
Oh, Tammy's not shopping today. Payday's next Friday.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense to me, Tammy.
Yeah. Kids coming home 3 hours early. Ooh.
So you've got your work cut out for you today. And look at the crying, smiling person. See those emoticons, the crying, smiling?
Yeah.
It's like it's good and bad at the same time. Louisa says, "No, it is lovely out in the garden. We're sitting out for about an hour."
Okay.
Hey, did I do that?
Yeah.
Scottish Sunday? Lynn Burton says, "We have had gorgeous weather this week. 18 degrees.
Wow.
Oh, that is
very
so
nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting very lucky." And Monica is also in Nottingham. She is in Nottingham. Very similar climate, perhaps.
Made it at the right time.
And warm and sunny. Yes. Good for you, Monica. Welcome. And Diane says, "Good morning from Kingsville, Texas."
Yes.
I've never heard of Kingsville.
No, whereabouts is Kingsville, Texas?
Is it close
in
to
the state?
Yeah, close to a large town center, the ones we remember.
Yeah. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, El Paso,
or Austin.
or Austin.
We need to know.
Yeah.
Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, it's nice to see you. I hope
Oh.
you're enjoying your lunch.
Absolutely, yes. She's on lunch. Got 15 minutes to go, unless you're off today.
Oh, that's right, too. No. Yeah, she could be off.
She could be off.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start?
Yes, this is the one that we really wanted to show you. It's one that you wanted to show last week.
But it's that out. It's a cute little cross stitch. It's one of your newer ones.
Yes, it is.
And it's Believe in Tomorrow. Got a cute little cross stitch scene and some herringbone stitches.
It says, Believe in Tomorrow, plant a garden.
Plant a garden.
Which is exactly appropriate right now.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think with the cost of veggies and that, everybody should be planting a garden.
I should have put veggies in there. I didn't even put veggie in there.
No,
it's more like a hummingbird bee kind of garden.
Yeah.
It's got the what do you call them?
Sunflowers,
black-eyed daisies.
Yeah, black-eyed Susans.
Susans.
Yeah. And the watering can and squirrel and bunny.
Yep, they're all there. And the bluebirds of happiness. I hope you enjoyed seeing that one, because as a finished piece, it really sings. People who have seen it say they just love it. It's a nice small piece too.
It's a nice small piece, and it's easy to finish as the block too. Like the block is
just pinned in.
Yeah, just pinned. So
it's really fun.
No glue. It was really fun. Yeah. The only thing I had to do was because I used foam core board, was glue those pieces together.
You glued them with what? Aleene's glue?
I think I used a spray glue.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So you cut them all out first.
Yeah.
Same size, same size. With a
I have a large rotary cutter.
A rotary cutter, not for fabric, but just for paper?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then, then you cut them really large. You cut them two at a time?
No, one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah.
And then you glued them all together by spraying. And then did you have to edge the, sand down the edges?
No.
Oh.
No, I did not.
Because she's very precise.
Yeah.
You are indeed. And then you started pinning the linen on.
Yes.
And then you pinned the back on.
That's right.
And you covered it with a big piece of ribbon that was kind of blends with and matches the colors in the front. Oh, my goodness, that was really good. Let's see. Warm and sunny Nottingham. Seeing all of these. And Katrina Middleton is here from California. Yay. Jean Inglis, thank you.
Yeah.
I love the bunny.
I love the bunny, yes.
The bunny actually looks fairly realistic.
It looks pretty darn good, actually.
Compared to some of my other bunnies, which were more like sampler bunnies. You know, those ones that had like 6 cross stitches?
Yeah.
The suggestion of a bunny.
The suggestion of a bunny.
Anyway, so we have that one. It's called Believe in Tomorrow if you look on our website. And then you want to see these, don't you?
Yes, because those are also newer ones as well.
Good for you. That is true. So we'll start with this one?
We can start with that one. I think this was actually your first one in that series.
It was.
That's a good one to start with because it's a spring one.
And guess what time it is now? Springtime. So this one is called Cherry Blossom Cottage.
Cherry Blossom Cottage.
Oh, I got it right. Actually, when you look up close on this, we put buttons on, and of course I know you can't get these buttons perhaps, but there are other buttons that will look very spring-like in your craft store.
And I think they're like a half-inch button in diameter.
And there's the person out here talking to her cat, and over here you can see someone relaxing in the chair, just like you were talking about. You were able to do yesterday afternoon. Just sitting outside, looking at this, the garden with the ocean behind. Do you have your ocean behind? No, probably not.
Yeah.
And you can tell that the spring vine, the clematis, is growing up, and there's the cherry blossoms on this side, which, by the way, are in our neck of the woods everywhere right now.
Absolutely.
And of course, there's the tulips in the front garden. No, not this side. This side. There's the tulips. And I think these are daffodils. So it is really springtime in this cottage land.
Yeah.
And this one's called Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom.
Which I say again because I know sometimes it's difficult for people to run and grab their pencil when they want to know about this one. But if you look up the word cottage, I think you'll find all the cottages.
All sorts of cottages will pop up. But
Exactly.
that one's a really nice one because you also have some French knots on there as well.
Hmm.
So you could
Which,
have
if you don't like them, you can substitute beads for
beads.
them.
That's true.
Promise. And then this one's the first one, like you
Absolutely.
said.
It was Beach Cottage.
Beach Cottage. Beach Cottage has a starfish
Mm-hmm.
charm on the lower left.
Mm-hmm.
On
And
yours,
right, actually.
oh,
There's
and the
yeah.
right, exactly. Dreams are made of sand and sun. This is one of my favorites, mainly because I love yellow houses. And this one's got a purple door and green shutters. I mean, what more can you ask for? Look at what these people are doing at the beach house. I think they're drinking.
Well, that's
That's what you
probably
do there,
that's
right?
kind of what you do. Relax and drink. They kind of go hand in hand for some people.
I'm imagining, in fact, I remember thinking they're Mai Tais, okay? And that's why they're that lovely kind of apricot color,
Absolutely.
orange and cherry red.
I haven't had a good Mai Tai for a long time.
The best Mai Tai are in Hawaii. They just are.
That's true. And they were actually made or started at, wasn't it the Royal Hawaiian?
Yes.
Was the one that
trivia that when you didn't even know you were going to get some. This is good for when you do a trivia show in your local bar.
Yeah.
Or not trivia show, trivia contest. Hello, Louise Fossa. Hello. Mary Hawthorne. Good to see you too. Marty says, good morning from Lake Placid. My elbow surgery, yay, has improved.
Oh,
that you can sew with both hands.
Yeah.
And get my left hand to my mouth, pull my hair back. Oh, I hadn't considered all those things, but I have a little tiny shoulder injury. It's like just where the bicep attaches to the shoulder, apparently. And I think it was because I started stitching for the first time, and I had a very extra long thread, so I went wing up like this.
And twisted it the wrong way.
But I mean, I really had force behind it for some reason. Anyway, so I was feeling bad, and I couldn't do this, and I couldn't drive, but anyway, it went away in a couple of days. I can't imagine that after you had surgery
and breaking your elbow, like
congratulations,
ow, ow, ow.
It's really amazing that you can do all those little things again. I'm so happy for you. Marty, keep it up. Keep healing. Keep doing your PT. Jelly Arrow Stone, good evening. It must be, you must be in Europe, maybe, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I'm guessing you might be in Spain or Italy. Anywhere?
Yeah,
Are you? Jelly Arrow, where do you live?
Yeah. Please let us know.
Let us know, because we want to know, because we're nosy.
Yeah. We are that.
We are. Okay, so we have some older patterns here.
We do.
We should probably just bring out a few of them. Here, I'll show them this.
You're going to show them this? This is a big piece.
Just a minute, I'll just show them this. Okay, so this is a leaflet that shows the 2 totem poles that I did for when I first got started. I wasn't even doing samplers yet.
No.
These were tourist kind of designs, and I made kits out of them so that tourists can just start stitching. But of course, the kits were on Aida cloth. Nothing wrong with Aida cloth at the time, but I knew that if I had done them on linen, they wouldn't have sold as well for people who weren't used to linen. So I thought, well, everyone can do it on Aida, and they can always buy linen if they need to. So anyway, these were very detailed, total examples from in front of our main First Nations lodge next to the museum and the Parliament buildings and the Empress Hotel in the Inner Harbor. These actual ones were there, and I took photos, and I tried to make them as detailed and as accurate as I could. So they are on the front cover. Then there was this marvelous mask that I saw it was in a book to do with myths. And for some reason, this was a Haida Gwaii mask, which I didn't know, but it's part of BC as well. So I did that one in total realism. I used as much as I could of all my knowledge of color and everything else. And so Lisa's got the actual models, but they do have glass on them. So, and I think that's all is in this one. It's called First Nations Art. Which was that's all there is in this one. And really, those 3 have been extremely popular with people because of the West Coast, that the First Nations on the West Coast have done this art for centuries, thousands of years.
Thousands of years, absolutely. So here's the mouse. Okay. Let's see
how we can do with our reflection problem. So that's the that's the mask. It's actually detail wise, it's very, very good. And it, believe me, it was really difficult to make this work because all the lines are curved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was
Yeah.
not easy, especially since I hadn't really done very much designing at that point. So that is the mask.
That's the mask.
What's it called?
Hide it Kwai mask or something?
I'm not sure. Bella Kula mask.
Bella Kula mask?
Yes. And this is one of the totem poles, which is all kind of framed up. And in those days, I put glass in front of everything, which I should never have done
Mm-hmm.
because it's very difficult to show them with all that glass. But it's equally difficult to take the glass out now.
Yes.
So we're just leaving them. And would you mind showing this one at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. So I lean them forward a little bit. That's
Mhm.
perfect. So those are the two totem poles. And they're actually facing the wrong way. They're facing out right now, so I'll change it with, and then they're looking at each other.
Yeah.
That was the idea. And as you can tell, I put the tree there because they came from a tree. They're
Right.
carved from the major big trees that we have on the West Coast. Those of you are aware of First Nations carving and whatever is called in Washington State as well. There's lots there too. But this in BC is very familiar to most of us who live here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so that was one leaflet.
Yeah.
And let's see who else is here.
Oh, Gallery.
Giuliaro.
Yeah.
Giuliaro is from Germany.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess wrong. But I
Yeah.
knew you were in Europe because you said good evening.
Yes.
And Mary is in
Sweden.
Sweden. I'm trying to catch up still. Good
Mhm.
for you, I bet. Louisa says, penning verses for the Easter stitched cards while watching.
Oh, very nice.
Glad you're here. And then we have one more leaflet, which is very typical Victoria. Those of you who have been here have probably seen this. Hello, Karen Gross. Have probably seen this one before. I think this was my first design ever.
Was it the legislature buildings?
I think so. And
Mhm.
then I took this lamp standard out and just made one separate kit with
Mhm.
just the lamp,
Mhm.
the lamppost, because they're very popular in the Inner Harbor as well. And they
Yeah.
weren't as expensive for
Yes.
people to buy.
Buy. Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's what Victoria is known for, is for the lamppost.
Yes, it's
Yes.
a very iconic
Mhm.
kind of thing. So you get all of the leaflets, and as you can see, there's also a design in here for the Fiskard Lighthouse, the oldest lighthouse on the BC coast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we have Craig Derrick Castle, which is one of our, I guess, tourist spots.
Yeah, it's a historic building.
Mhm.
And of course, for
Does
us,
say
it's a
anything?
historic building.
Yes, historically, I think it's over 125 years old now.
Absolutely.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound very
Yeah.
historic compared to Europe.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
And there's the Craig Derrick Castle as it stands. It actually is it was a music conservatory at one point.
It was.
A school before
Yes.
that. And of course,
Yes.
when it was first built, it was built for the family,
The Dunsmuir family.
Dunsmuir family.
Mhm.
And at the end of their coal mining days, they had a lot of money and
Yeah.
they commissioned this because he originally came from Scotland
Yes.
and they wanted a castle. So he commissioned this castle so that his 4 daughters could be go to the balls and come out
Yeah.
in the castle ballroom.
Yeah.
And really, we've been in there, and
Yeah.
they have these huge rooms just to entertain guests, and they've got it all fixed up as
Absolutely.
it was back in
Back
the day.
in the day, yeah.
For the touristy areas, and then the non-touristy areas, I think the servants' quarters are being
Mhm.
used
Mhm.
for museum staff
Yes.
now, because now it's a
Yeah.
museum. It was very exciting. I think we have that one here. Yep. It's kind of big.
Yes.
I'm thinking of donating it to them because it is so big. And what else will
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
end up doing?
Mhm.
You know, I could
Mhm.
maybe put it on my wall upstairs, but
Mhm.
it's already pretty crowded
Yeah.
up there. Anyway, this is Craig Derrick Castle, which I did, it looks like, in 1990. Oh, yes, there was an anniversary. It was built in 1890. That's pretty cool, right? I think that this one is one of my favorites. Wouldn't it be nice to have it hanging in Craigdarroch Castle?
It would be. Mm-hmm.
They might even like
Mhm.
it. I know it was hanging there for quite a long time because I sold the kits there
Yes. Yeah.
in their tourist shop.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Loretta, you've been to the castle. That's right. It
Yeah.
is. It's a lovely place to visit. And we don't have as much history or historical
No,
buildings
we don't.
like you do in the on the east coast of
Yeah.
the North America, and certainly like you do in Europe. My goodness,
Yeah.
thousands of years old sometimes. What else? We have, oh yes, and then there's apartment buildings, and this one I kind of like, which was also I think in the same
It's in the same one, Fisgard Lighthouse.
in the Parliament buildings
Yeah.
one, right? And that's actually it's pretty cool. With I did half stitches for the water there, and see all the sailboats are off, all on Ada. And I think this one also was done cross stitch on Ada.
Mm-hmm.
My original first one. When I look at it now, I think I remember just like poring over the colors, hoping the colors were okay. And I'm glad I did because the colors are nice. They are really representative. Oh, and by the way, did you see this little horse-drawn carriage there? We still have those. They're called the Tally-Ho
Yeah.
tourist rides.
Yes.
So anybody is interested in that one would be the Parliament buildings, right? You've already shown
Yes.
this several times.
Probably.
First Nations
Yep.
art and the Parliament buildings. We have one more leaflet
Yeah.
for the Canadian, we call them the Canadian designs or something like that. I've forgotten what we call these as a whole. But if you go by the leaflet name, if you're interested, that's how you can find them. They're Canadian designs.
Yes.
Okay, so those were all mainly cross stitch. What we
Yes.
haven't done, which we should have, is include Kathy Jean's designs in the mainly cross stitch. But we will
Yeah.
be showing Kathy Jean's in the future.
In the
because We
future.
have some nice models from her still,
Yes.
which will be
Yeah.
lovely. In fact, we're going to probably auction a couple of those off,
Yes.
aren't we?
Yes.
We
Oh,
have some extras.
I should have grabbed what we're auctioning off this week.
What?
I
It's
think
not here?
I'm going to go get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. We are auctioning off something, and I am so glad that this last auction went so well. Really appreciate the higher bid, and it has already gone off to the lucky winner. It's still sitting up there so that you can see it, that someone did get it. And this week we're going to auction off a smaller item. It is also a duplicate. I'm not auctioning off any of the originals, but these were done as store models
Yes.
so that we could have, what do they call them?
Trunk shows.
Trunk shows. And they've been really well taken care of, so never fear about that. But this one was one of the original little samplers that I did.
And I think I did the finishing of this one.
You
Yes,
did,
I did
indeed. Bye, Louisa Sharp. Bye.
Yep.
Bye, Liz.
Bye, Liz.
Bye. Louisa, it would be a lovely gift to receive. Absolutely. Just checking to see.
Agne,
Agne is a bit late. Was driving across half the country to my parents. Well, say hello to
Yep.
your parents.
Beautiful and sunny, warm week. 14 Celsius. Very nice.
Very nice.
Mhm.
I think we only got up to 12 around
Yes.
here. And that
I
was
think-
pretty
I
warm.
think, what day was it? Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? I stepped outside and went, oh, it's very nice out here.
It was nice one day.
But, yeah.
And Louisa's not leaving. She's just saying bye to Liz.
Yeah, she is.
Which
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you
Yeah.
were leaving also.
Yeah. Amy, hi, here for the first time. Well,
Amy,
welcome.
congratulations for making it. We're very happy to have you here. Let's see how many people we have now.
51.
We have 51 people that have joined us this morning live.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
I'm ready for the auction.
This is the auction piece. And it is the Butterfly Garden
Yes.
bell pull. You can see the butterflies.
I like the butterflies as part of the
As
gate.
yes, as the heart hanger. Absolutely. And I love the little gazebo at the top.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I first started making gazebos is in these little gardens.
Yeah.
And we call these part of the Victorian Garden series.
Absolutely.
There's quite a few of them.
There are quite a few of them.
But this one?
Is the Butterfly Garden. And I
Yes.
think it was one of your first ones. No, there's a couple
Rose
other
Arbor.
ones. Yeah, Rose Arbor was the one before this. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, the little tiny hand painted butterfly,
Mm-hmm.
which is attached to the bell pull hardware.
Yes.
All of that comes with the piece.
Absolutely.
So we're not giving it to you without the bell pull hardware,
Yes.
which will be lovely. And actually, as I recall, bell pull hardware is pretty hard to come by these days.
It is indeed.
So we're glad that it's going with the model,
Especially that size.
especially with the butterfly on it.
Yeah, especially with the butterfly on it. But that size, it's hard to find
It is.
that size. Usually now
Definitely.
the bell pull hardware is much wider.
Yeah, they seem to be making it
Mhm.
less for sampler
Mhm.
making and more for larger pieces, I
Larger
guess.
pieces,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
Mhm.
that's the way it goes. I'm kind of hoping they'll go back to the smaller sizes at some point because many people, I think, have a hard time getting
Yeah,
just the right
definitely.
delicate, nice, I was going to say Victorian, but bell pulls
Yeah.
that are made of metal that aren't too clunky.
Ornate.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's quite a few thick, ornate ones.
There are.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes overpowering
Yeah.
with a small sampler like that. So anyway, we're
Mhm.
very glad to include that.
Yes.
Okay. Sandrine Imbert, very, very nice.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Magnifique. Appreciate that and welcome. That's it. Okay, so welcome, Amy. Exactly. Welcome to all of you who are here for the first time. I think there's
Mhm.
2 people so far that are here for the very first time.
Very nice.
I was going to ask them to raise their hands, but they can't.
Yeah. Well, they can, but we just won't see them.
We won't see you, but we do see you when you comment. So thank
Yeah.
you very much for saying hello to us. We appreciate it so much. And I think that it's all as far as our. Oh no, I have one more thing,
Mhm.
which is so nice. Just so
Mhm.
you know, we donated.
We did.
We did.
We did donate something.
We actually have
Mhm.
been donating for years and
We have.
years and
Yes.
years and years and
Yeah.
years to all sorts of different kinds of retreats, stitching
Mhm.
retreats all over. I wouldn't say all over the world, mainly to
North America.
retreats in North
Mhm.
America. So very often, a retreat organizers will email us, or we
Mhm.
email you,
Mhm.
and then what do
Mhm.
they say?
Looking for donations for their retreat, whether it's something for a gift bag or something for a door prize or what have you. So we do try to give something for gift bags for each person, and we also try to do a door prize too.
Yes, and we have succeeded at that quite a
Mhm.
bit.
Mhm.
Sometimes when the expected attendees are like 200, we
Yeah,
couldn't
we
do it.
can't do that. No, no.
But we have done our best to donate for years and years,
Mhm.
and we are so grateful that we were able to do that.
Mhm.
Our donation days may be coming to a close
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
don't have the same kind of stock that we've had
Absolutely.
over the
Yeah.
years.
Definitely.
However, we do our best still, and we're very grateful this time to get a couple of nice little cards from the latest
Yeah.
Stitchers Hideaway, I think.
Stitcher's Hideaway.
Mm-hmm. And this one, I love this one. Not only do I love the colors on this one, but I also like what it's written inside. All of the different people saying thank you. Isn't that
Mhm.
sweet? And I know that the Stitchers Hideaway people, at first it was Sue Donnelly, and then
Yeah.
now it is Jen,
Jen.
who's taken over and is running beautiful retreats. You should try and look that up
Mhm.
sometime. Stitchers Hideaway retreats are really cute and really nice. People are so friendly. Anyway, I won't go on.
Mhm.
But it says here Thea and Lisa,
Mhm.
not just
Yeah.
Thea, which is nice. Thank you for the beautiful charts with the accessories.
Mhm.
I think we might have sent them one for each attendee at this time.
I can't quite remember what I did, but we did have a few birthday bell pull accessory packs left remaining,
Mhm.
so we donated those. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
look there's all my familiar people because
Yeah.
I used to teach there quite a bit. Heidi, Sharon, I won't say their last names, but Barbara, Lydia, Valerie, Amy, Joyce, Andrea. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
all of the lovely people. And Di, thank you very much for this lovely card. There was one that was a single card, so this must have been a door prize.
Mm.
Thank you so much for the donation of Farmyard Babies, which was
one other of the
Kathy.
gifts.
Yeah, and it
Kathy's.
was Kathy Jean's design.
Mm-hmm.
I was the lucky recipient of this project. I can't wait to get started. I love it. Thank you again for supporting Stitcher's Hideaway.
Mm-hmm.
Sincerely, Hildy. That is so nice, and I love getting these cards because it shows that people actually not just take things for granted.
Yeah.
They appreciate
They
what we do for
appreciate.
them.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who have been sending cards throughout the years. It's not just these cards. Really, really, we have quite a big box full of those
We do,
cards, and
absolutely.
we treasure them, every single one. And there have been people here that have written cards.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
in this group right here,
yeah.
and I know all of you, and I thank you so much for all the past cards and emails and letters that we've received. So, yes, exactly, Louisa. You've got it right. And a big
Yeah.
wave of
Wave.
hand. Everybody wave. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cute. Thank you. I never even thought that you could do that. That is so cute. Louisa's waving too. Aw,
Uh-huh.
adorable. Thank you, everybody, for waving. Those of you who did. Okay, well, I don't really have anything specific
You
that's
don't
new.
know?
I
No?
do want to know if there was some kind of a memory in your mind of when you first started cross stitching, because I told my little
Mm-hmm.
story
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
about coming here, etc. But there are stories that are about first stitching, and when I first started designing is the story that I was thinking of,
Mm-hmm.
because it was during a time that I only just knew how to cross stitch. I didn't know any of the other stitches. Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember when you first started stitching? Was that also only cross stitch?
I think I started, remember those stamped pillowcases?
Yeah, I do.
So I kind of, I think I started with those. But one of my very first jobs when I was, 16 was working a department store, and it was called Woodward's.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good.
Woodward's closed many, many,
But
many
that was
years
a
ago.
really classy
Yeah,
department
it
store.
was, and I worked in the fabric craft department.
Oh, lucky you.
When I was a teenager and didn't really appreciate the fact of where I was working,
Hmm.
but that they had needlepoint canvases and the stamped pillowcases and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. So you took one of those home.
yes, I
So it wasn't a counted cross stitch.
well, no, it wasn't counted. So I did the pillowcase, but I also bought a couple, like the Pink Lady and the Blue Boy,
Oh
the
no,
canvases,
those
which were
huge ones.
massive. So I do those. I still have those hanging in my home actually. So
They
yeah,
are
yeah,
huge.
they're huge, massive, massive
So
pieces.
this is where you got your stick to itiveness,
Yeah, absolutely.
your
Oh yeah, yeah.
persistence.
That definitely. Yeah,
You must
yeah.
have been very patient to be able to do both of them.
Yeah, I did both of them, and I can't remember how long it took, but probably took until my 20s, anyways.
So you did that in needlepoint?
And needlepoint,
In
yeah.
needlepoint. So you
Mm-hmm.
did the whole, like the entire background as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, that
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you did a lot when you did all the alphabets in this one
Yeah.
wall
And
hanging,
one wall hanging. Yeah.
but you didn't have to do the background for
No.
those.
No. And then after I did those, I think I started, Paula Vaughn, her houses and
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I did a few of those too.
I thought that most people started with the counted cross stitch, and I think the
Yeah.
reason is because in Holland it was extremely popular. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom
Mm-hmm.
working on counted cross stitch
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing a small one with a stamp thing,
Yes.
but I could never really get behind it.
No, I think I did one or two pillowcases,
Do you
and
still have them?
you know what? I possibly may.
You don't use them.
They possibly are on the bottom of the pillowcase pile. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, you have a
yeah,
pillowcase pile too.
yeah,
So do I. My linen
hmm
closet's got pillowcase piles.
yeah,
And I kind of
yeah.
use them for inner liners,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes,
old pillow. Anyway,
definitely.
now
Yeah.
look, here we go. They've got some answers here. Homemade cards are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Surface embroidery, says Donna, when she was about 8.
8.
That's when
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
started. I wonder what surface embroidery would that be, like what we were talking about?
Lazy daisies.
Would that be kind of like what she was saying to
Uh-huh.
do pillowcases and
Yeah.
things, or was it more like needlepoint surface? I don't know. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what you did when you were 8. But surface embroidery can mean many things. Depends on what you worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, maybe you can let us know.
Also did those sunset kits too with
Oh, there
crewel
were
work.
some. Yes, I did one
Mm-hmm.
of those
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
I did one of those before I did counted cross
Yeah.
stitch. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine was of Neuschwanstein Castle.
Oh. Yeah.
And it turned out, which was really funny because I did them when I was in my early 20s, I think that one. I only ever did one. And then with my kids, I found myself traveling through Europe one year with my kids being 13, 14 years old, and we visited Neuschwanstein
Oh,
Castle. And I didn't know that it was that one that I
oh.
had stitched before because I loved it. It was so beautiful. And I went, is
It's
that the
familiar.
same?
It's familiar.
Exactly. It's phenomenal. Loretta started with stamp pillowcases too.
Mhm.
And Patricia Rideout says chicken scratch tablecloths.
Tablecloths?
I remember
Okay.
those.
Yeah.
That must have been kind of fun. Mayor says, my grandma taught me embroidery at age 6. Somewhere I have a piece of fabric with practice
Oh,
stitches.
mhm.
Oh. And at 15, she got a Precious Moments. Yeah, those were so
Yeah.
popular. Love those. And that, of course, was cross stitch, right? Louisa Sharp says, my gran used to embroider Belfast
Belfast
linen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, there you go. You're in Europe. You're going to be
Yeah.
doing linen, I think, especially there. Sue Donnelly says,
Freehand stitching on bell-bottom jeans. Yeah.
yeah, I did too. I would have wished I'd kept that one bell-bottom jean,
Yeah.
that pair of pants, that
yeah.
one pair
That
of
one
pants.
pair of pants.
But I literally wore it out.
Yeah.
Louisa says, I have been crafting since I was very young.
Very young, yes.
I haven't really. It's really funny. I haven't done crafting as much as I've done other things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started that when my kids were at home, and I felt more of that, I should say, because I remember doing the bell-bottom jeans and the castle and maybe something else, but I don't think that I was really a crafter until my kids were there, and I started crafting with them.
Yeah.
And besides, I got bored a lot.
Yeah.
I wasn't working right outside the house, so
Right.
I was doing a
Yeah.
lot of little crafts there and gardening and everything else
Yeah.
I could,
Yeah.
because
To
I'm
keep your days busy.
and occupied with something
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Yes.
But it became more interesting as my kids got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Krause says she learned embroidery on the stamp
Yeah,
pillowcases. Kathy said with a crewel kit as
Yeah.
a young teenager.
Mhm.
Aw. Stamp pillowcases and dresser
Dresser
scarves.
scarves.
Oh, dresser
Yeah.
scarves. Love those. My grandma had a bunch of those.
Mhm.
She always put them out really, and then
Carefully.
yes,
Yeah.
and then she'd wash them. Of course, you have to wash them because they could get dirty, and then she'd starch them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. I remember the crochet doilies.
Yes,
And you had to starch those.
they
too.
had to be starched, or else
Mhm.
they wouldn't stay out, right?
Yeah.
Even if you ironed, they wouldn't stay
Yeah.
out. Starch. I loved starch things. Good thing we didn't have to wear starched shirts, though.
Shirts, definitely.
Right?
Yes.
They would have been hard. But one thing I did love was starch, especially when the spray starch
Yeah,
came out.
yeah.
Do you remember that spray
Yeah.
starch?
Oh yeah.
I had this lovely blue dress as a very young teenager, and the skirt went way out like that if I starched it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it was
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
I just starched that thing.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday with those things at church. Margaret, you're here. Better late than never.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Nice to see you. Marcia said she started with crewel when she was about 10 for pillows. I didn't learn counted cross stitch till I was 30.
Oh.
Yeah, similar. I was very much into sewing cloths and not so much into handwork. You were a sewer. Donna says, oh, so surface embroidery, she means stamp patterns
Oh,
too. Okay,
yeah.
good. Yes, various different kinds of stitches. Got it. I did a lot of creative circle stitch, says Mary Woodritz. Do you remember creative circle? I never did that.
No, I can't quite pinpoint as to those designs, but
I do remember that it was a club that you joined, and it was American club, so very difficult for us to get
for
them
us,
in Canada,
yeah.
probably. I think. I could be wrong, but
I did order things from Mary Maxim.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
those little catalogs, I'd pour through them.
Oh
and
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
order anything, but it was interesting.
Uh-huh.
Beverly Fleming is using a
Oh.
dresser
Oh.
scarf she did years ago.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just for fun. Could you email me a picture of that? If it's not too much trouble, Beverly, don't worry. I just love to see these old things. Karen Krause said, I taught myself cross stitch in my early teens.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you for teaching yourself. That's not so easy. I was doing crewel before I knew it was cruel.
Cool.
Probably before anyone knew it was cruel. Yep, stamp pillowcases. Yep, says Sandy, for sure. Margaret Kammermeyer says, I think surface embroidery in grade 7 ec class, home
Mm-hmm.
ec class.
Home ec
Gotcha.
class. Yeah.
That makes total
Do
sense.
they still do home ec classes?
Not here. I know that they've stopped doing them here.
No, what a shame.
Well, they've kept
Mm-hmm.
like things like music, thank goodness, and
Mm-hmm.
gym. They've
Mm-hmm.
increased because we
Mm-hmm.
hardly had any gym at
Yeah.
all. And
Right.
I don't remember there being much PE as we used to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that home
Sewing and
ec,
all that kind of stuff.
I think
Yeah.
that kind of went to the way of the budgets. I think.
True.
I could
True.
be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe in some school districts they still keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Jo Nelson says, I started with embroidery at 5. Wow, you're like one of those sampler makers from the past. You started
Oh.
like when you were 3.
But I like used to use material and trace pictures from coloring books.
That
And-
makes so much sense.
Wow.
Congratulations for doing that at
Mhm.
5 years old. Wow.
A stamped bedspread. Margaret. Wow.
Okay, that'd be a big
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
What? You did?
Yeah.
And it's cross stitch and it's stamped.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
Gina Williams says, hello, I started with counted cross stitch when I was a teenager. The lady babysat for me, got me started on small pieces. Sorry. I remember the first time I saw a piece she stitched, and I was amazed at how you can make a beautiful piece with little X's.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? It is. It's amazing, isn't it, what you can do with those pixels?
Definitely.
Lynn Molitor likes her embroidered jeans.
Yeah. Have my embroidered jeans.
They're called
That's
we
a
will-
yes. Everything's now that we used to own is now called vintage.
And guess who else
Yeah.
is the most vintage of all?
Yeah.
Is we are. Not just our clothes. Donna Granger, my first counted cross stitch was an intricate dragon on 18 count Ada. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that would
Mhm.
sound like something that you'd be stitching, Donna.
Mhm.
I'm sure it must have been a Teresa Wentzler, one of those.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
she did
some
so
beautiful
much.
things.
Yes,
Mhm.
with metallics and intricate threads. Margaret Kammermeyer says, never mind my linen closet. I still have a pair of stamped pillowcases that are in her.
I'm not talking about works in progress because I have a few myself.
I hope you finish it one day.
Uh-huh.
We are all behind you. I know you can do it. Oh, that is adorable. Pat Henke says, I cross stitched a quilt for my daughter years ago.
Wow.
A whole
Mhm.
quilt? You did that? People who have done quilts and bedspreads, my hand
Oh,
is
definitely.
off to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Margaret Ender says, my first stitching process was,
Yeah.
was doing a giant cross stitches on an apron in school. I think I forgot that. I think they were supposed to be Smyrna crosses. It's hard to remember that far back. I get it. Ellen says, I have a kit for that castle. I still have some. You do? You
Yeah.
have the same kit that I got?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I still have some things I made in primary school. One of them is a needle
Oh,
case.
very nice.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
starting to disintegrate. Oh. Louisa says, my hubby likes his denim collar starched to stand up.
Oh, denim.
Oh, denim. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just was sure. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was like for a preacher
Mhm.
to have a denominational
Oh,
collar.
collar.
Maybe that's what
Mhm.
it is too. But anyway, yes, I can imagine they need
Yeah.
to stand up. That's what I was thinking, that
Mhm.
that a deacon or
Oh,
preacher
definitely.
would need
Yeah.
them to stand up,
Yeah.
so they should be starched. That should be fun. Grandmother taught me chicken scratch on gingham
Gingham.
fabric.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
Becky.
aprons.
Becky,
Definitely.
yeah. And Monica says, I remember trying to embroidery at primary school. Only started cross stitch.
4 years ago.
What? I had to, because she had to spend hours in the hospital for treatment. Cross stitch helped me pass the time.
Yes.
It is a pain relief,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely. Mhm.
It really is. You can forget things, and if you're paying attention to one thing, your brain has a hard time
Yeah.
registering the other.
The other.
Good for you for doing that. That's one of the things that I remember doing too, is stitching right through my headaches.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. Yeah, and they weren't just headaches; those were nasty migraines. And
They really were.
yeah,
They were sick making, but I remember thinking, at least I can do this.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of how you felt too.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many wonderful stories here. I can't believe it.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sorry. Mary Woodruff sewed a lot of Ada. Then she still stitched on linen and fell in love.
I fell in love. Absolutely.
And Margaret Biggs Melanson is still
Doily.
using doilies that belong to her now, but they
Yeah.
used to belong to your mother and grandmother. So nice.
I have crochet doilies from my dad's mom.
I have
Mhm.
some from my mom too.
Mhm.
Not from my dad's
Mhm.
mom. No, but from my mom's mom, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I still have samplers from her. Tanya says, I used iron-on transfers and embroidered on shirt collars and cuffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
College years, yes.
At large stamp crewel in college years. Absolutely, Tanya. Thank you for sharing this.
Oh, like Brenda counted cross stitch in 1991, taught her son's 5th grade class during Pioneer Days.
Pioneer days? Okay. Because that's what they did in Pioneer days? That's hilarious. Louisa Sharp had to make her own apron and headband for home ec too for going to the big school, secondary school. Yes, 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 I can imagine. And you went to home ec. Kathy Bird has got something to say, but it's not articulated correctly, I think.
Yeah.
There's a little slash there, Kathy Bird, so maybe it got lost in your entry. Margaret says, if you have very old doilies, they are fantastic in a frame on the wall.
Very nice, they would be, yeah.
Yep, if I didn't have enough in my frames on my walls,
Yeah.
I'd create one of those.
You had wall space.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I managed to get every one of the ones up yesterday.
You did, yeah. You moved things around.
And
so
I put them way
yeah.
up, like near the ceiling.
I see. Yeah. Sorry, as I'm looking around.
Aw, Loretta's very first cross stitch project was a little teddy bear on 14 count.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that is so nice. I made that apron and headband too, Louisa, and it was for going to high school. Adorable. And Maya Hawthorne remembers sewing on a sewing machine at 10, which means your age. Made my own clothes and Barbie clothes. Yeah, my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, she did Barbie clothes. They were coming out of her ears, and she'd show me every single one of them.
Yeah.
They're not easy to make. They're teeny.
They're teeny, absolutely, yeah.
Needlepoint at 10, crewel at 12, and cross stitch, and you never look back.
Yeah.
Thank you all for sharing all of your stories. I can't tell you how much fun it was to read them.
Definitely.
Your senses of humor
Yeah.
shine through. And thanks for making it fun for everyone to share your stories. So we come to the end.
We have, yes.
And
Time to move on with the day.
Been a wonderful hour, almost an hour.
Almost an hour.
Yes,
It's pretty,
thank you.
It's going to be, an hour today.
So thanks again for joining us this time. And our stitch along picture is right here so that you can see what you're coming up against this week. You can see that there is someone watering the lawn with long stitches, like I said. And of course, there's a little birdhouse there as well. This little scene, you can interpret any way you wish with any colors you wish, but don't forget, you can also change the scene if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay? Put in things that you like, maybe more trees, maybe more garden. I don't know, but I had fun dreaming up the fact that there was someone who was watering the garden and someone who was not, and obviously taking it easy, and it should be the woman.
Yes, but I think it's the daughter that's swinging and mom is out there watering.
Okay, it could be. You know, that's not how I saw it, but who cares how I saw it? See how you see it. That's what's important.
Interpretation is in the eye.
And that's right. And that's what makes these creative patterns. So thank you. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. And thank you, Louisa, for your lovely little comment saying about Barbie clothes for your niece, which sounds really nice. And I hope that all of you have a lovely weekend and that you have a lovely weekend.
I shall. I'm getting the nails done tomorrow, so that's always nice.
Yes.
Then I can pick things up again.
Enjoy that.
I will.
Enjoy that. And we're going to have a lovely rest of the day. I hope you do too. See you next weekend.
Until next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.